Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be speaking about my last 7-year health journey when it comes to my lifestyle. And also I want to speak about doctors and what their role really is in our health and what I've found through the research that I've done by listening to a lot of doctors, by dealing with my own doctor. And as an investigator in my professional life, I'm still working at the age of 64, and that's what I've been doing. I've been an investigator in my adult life. I'm pretty darn good at going through the research and separating the facts from the fiction. So let's start with doctors. I believe doctors are amazing. I believe that the majority of doctors went to school, took their oath, and what they want to do is help people get better. And I believe that that's exactly what they are trying to do. The unfortunate thing with doctors, at least in Canada and probably other parts of the world, is that they have insufficient training when it comes to lifestyle. For example, diet. If you talk to any doctor that's taken the basic training, family physician or a medical doctor, ask them how much nutrition training that they've actually had. It's very, very low. So they're not qualified, and a true doctor will admit that they're not true qualified to speak about that. They'll give you advice such as avoid the saturated fat. Well, we know that's all BS because that's been proven as a myth that saturated fat is harmful. They'll tell you to avoid salt, avoid butter. Again, we know that that's not the truth. So why go to a doctor? Well, a doctor is great if you hurt yourself, if you have trauma, you need a bone reset, if you have an infection and you need an antibiotic, it could be life-saving. Obviously, for acute situations, doctors or hospitals are wonderful, and they've advanced so much that it's life-saving, and we need to use them. Doctors are also good for once or twice a year. You're going to go into the doctor and you're going to get a little bit of a physical. They're going to spend 15 minutes with you because that's all the time that they probably have. And they're going to take your blood pressure. They're going to do or order lab results. Subsequently, you're going to go in, get your blood taken at a lab, and then you're going to go back and see the doctor for the results. When you go back to see the doctor, one of two things will probably happen. The doctor will say, hey, your blood tests look great. You're good to go. See you in 6 months. Kind of like a dentist appointment with no cavities. If your blood tests come back and they're out of range, they're going to probably prescribe you a prescription for that. And they're going to spend very little time to speak about the root cause of what's causing it. So, for example, I'll use my own story here. When I was about 55, I went in for my annual checkup and my blood pressure had risen. And it wasn't to the point where it was alarming, but it was at the point where my doctor caught it and he said, we're going to watch this blood pressure, and if it continues to rise, it will be clinical, meaning that they are going to have to treat me with a blood pressure medication. Never did my doctor ask me, who I think the world of, never did he ask me, Craig, do you smoke? Craig, how much do you drink? Craig, what do you eat? What's your diet look like? They simply said, if my blood pressure was higher in a year, it may need to be treated. And I'm all for medicine when we get to the point where the risk of medicine is lower than the risk of our ailment. But I'm also in the belief that the doctor should say, okay, Craig, you have high blood pressure. Let's get the blood pressure down and hopefully get your medication down. That doesn't happen very often. And it's not just blood pressure. It can be obesity. It can be prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, things that creep up on us that we as older adults believe it's just a part of aging. Well, it's not a part of aging. We can prevent that. So that's where my health journey began 7 years ago and the reasons that I began my health journey. If you're liking this video and you want to be part of my channel, which is a very new channel where I'm speaking about seniors' health and lifestyle choices and my personal story and the research that I've done over the last 7 years, please subscribe, but give me a like on this video if you like it. And love to hear comments about, have you made lifestyle changes? What's your thoughts on the doctors or the medical system or the pharmaceutical system? Would love to hear from you. I was watching a TV show and a commercial came on, and there was this younger couple, I would say in their 30s or 40s, that were sitting at a table at a fast food restaurant. Both these individuals, husband and wife, I believe, both these individuals were a little bit overweight and they were sitting eating fast food. And the food on their table It may have been a McDonald's or a Burger King. They didn't identify the restaurant, but it was that type of environment. And the food on the table was a burger. The meat patty was the size of a quarter, and the bun was the size of a frisbee. They had French fries that would have been cooked in seed oil. They had a processed apple pie, the ones that come in the little cardboard boxes that are also deep fried in seed oil. And they were drinking what looked like a soda drink, so probably a very high sugar soda drink. And the male part of the couple looks at the camera in the commercial and said, "Look, I can eat all this food now that I love and enjoy because I take this one little pill. And this pill, I take it every morning and it doesn't give me heartburn anymore. I can now eat this food without it causing digestion problems." And I thought to myself, for the first time, because I used to suffer from heartburn, I would eat 3 or 4 times a day before I changed my diet. And I thought to myself, why the hell don't you just stop eating the food that causes your body all this despair? Why take a pill? It's going to be cheaper not to have that pill, and it's going to be better for you not to not eat the food. And then I thought for a sec, wait, that guy at the table was me. At that time, I was in my mid 50s, 56, 57. I was 40 pounds overweight. I had high blood pressure, and I had acid reflux so bad that I couldn't sleep without Tums by my side. And it was a bit of a wake up call for me. So I did the research. I watched a whole bunch of shows on doctors and doctors speaking about this. And there was a lot of good and a lot of crap, to be quite honest with you. And I sort of weeded through that, and I made a little plan that I thought would work for me. And I went on what I call now is a ketogenic diet. And basically, it's just an elimination diet. I got rid of all the processed foods, all the crappy food. I stuck with mostly meat, which I was already eating anyway. I just got rid of all the sugars, the grains, the rice, the pasta, the pizza, the spaghetti, the fruit juice. I got rid of all that. And I went from that to a very meat heavy diet. And then I would eat some vegetables that were low carbs, some berries, not fruit, but I would have some berries and some nuts. And I did that for about 5 years. And then I saw this crazy doctor that was eating carnivore, and I watched this and I thought, okay, I'm going to put my investigator's hat back on. And I learned the carnivore diet. And I looked at the pros and the cons. And for me, it was something I wanted to try. I was already eating a keto diet anyway. So to evolve to carnivore wasn't that hard. All I did was I eliminated vegetables, berries, nuts. I ate all meat. I did have a little bit of cheese. I would have heavy cream in my coffee. But other than that, I was just eating meat, more beef than anything else. Some eggs, bacon, that type of thing, but all animal products. And I did that for a year and a half. And here's what happened to me. I lost 40 pounds. I was 220. I'm 6'1". I was 220. I'm now 180. I've stayed at 180 for a year and a half, 2 years. My blood pressure went from, on average, 150/85 to now it's on average, and I measure it about 3 times a week now. On average, I'm about 115/75. I'm not on any medications. My A1C, which is a measure for prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, is low. It's around 5.0. So many things changed for me. I don't take the Tums anymore. I can sleep without having Tums on my night table. I don't snore as much, according to my wife. I don't snore as much, which, snoring can lead to sleep apnea, which is a whole other health issue. And in general, I just feel better. From my neck up, because I'm fueling on ketones now, my brain fog has lifted. In my job as an investigator, I can think more clearly. I've noticed these differences, and they weren't subtle. They were pretty profound differences. So I continue to eat a carnivore diet. I have tried reintroducing some vegetables, but I would say I'm about 97% carnivore, and it's still working for me. Will I stay carnivore forever? I don't know. We'll see. Right now, I can say I would like to. If science ever proved me wrong, I might have to re-look at this. But right now, I think that I'm pretty safe doing this as a carnivore. So that's what I've been looking at, and that's what I've been doing these last 7 years. Now, to kind of cascade this a little bit, the 4 principles I really believe that us seniors need to look at and be aware of: the diet, nutrition, number one, like I'm speaking about today, but also sleep quality and sleep quantity. Exercise and body movement, whether it's just walking, some resistance training, and stress management. And I can honestly say that in the last year and a half, 2 years, my stress has been greatly reduced, or at least I tolerate stress better. Maybe I'm just getting older and have less other stress in my life. Whatever the reason is, I can handle stress much better. I sleep a lot better than waking up 3 or 4 times with leg cramps, stomach problems, having to have a Tums. I sleep much better. But the other big thing that I've noticed is I exercise more. Now I don't do what I used to do. I'm not out there playing hockey with the kids, but I'm walking, and I'm walking uphill, and I'm hiking, and I'm snowshoeing in the wintertime. I'm making more videos on a keto or a carnivore lifestyle. And just to add, you can certainly go into ketosis as a vegetarian or a vegan as well. It's just harder to do. So I'm not trying to say that carnivore is the only way for everybody. For me, it worked. Carnivore is nutrient dense, and I'm going to be having more videos on what my carnivore diet looks like, what we need to eliminate, what we need to eat, how to monitor it, whether it's carnivore or a keto diet. So if again, if you like my channel, please subscribe, help me out, brand new channel. At least give me a like if you like this video, and leave me a comment on your health journey and what you think about what I've been speaking about. So until next time, everybody, take care of yourself.